Oh, yeah, baby. StreamYard has let me know that I'm live. Whoa. Oh, my Lord. Y'all are quick with it. Noses is in the cut. Quick. What's up, man? Will Barlow, too? Oh, my God. We got the poets out here, too. What's happening, y'all? Oh, and YouTube just sent out the notification. So now the entirety of Vibe Nation knows that we are live. How are you all doing? What is going on? When was the last time I was live? Well, man, I was live on Gadget Cat for like 5 minutes yesterday before that kind of went up in smoke. Wasn't I live? Oh, that's right. Duh. I was live last night with Jason and Zach for the Painfully Honest Tech podcast. Oh, we got Raymond out there lurking. What's up, Raymond? How you doing? And CDF, man, what's going on, man? Hello from iOS 14. He's on iOS 14. That's right. What's up? Oh, Will. Hey, Will, you go back and watch that video, man. I'll be here, man. Go back. If I don't want to interrupt you watching the video. I need you to watch the entire video. That's how I get the best results on YouTube. So go back and finish watching the video, then come back here. It's not a long video. It's like 9 minutes, though. Please go back and finish watching that video, then come back. It's cool, dude. It's all good, man. Hello. Oh, we got Buzz out there. What's going on, man? Joseph is in the building. Raymond's out there lurking. Buzz 703 is out there. What's happening? Joseph is in the cut. WL Wesley Jr. What's up, Dubs? How you doing, man? What's going on, man? What is happening? Oh, I just realized I am not. Oh, it's already set up, right? Okay, cool. So I am actually testing out some new equipment tonight. Let me see if I can find this on Amazon real quick. Let me show you guys what I got here. So I think first of all, it was Epo Box that originally did a video on this stick that I'm using tonight, and then I'll have reviews he's using it now and he recommended it to everybody. So I brought one. It's a CamLink alternative. I don't know how many of you guys are aware, but the CamLink normally go for $130, but this stick that I'm using tonight, it's $30. It's like a whole $100 less than the CamLink, and it seems to be working okay. I think the CamLink might have a little better audio. I mean, not audio. The CamLink might have a little bit better video quality than this thing, but for $30, I'm not gonna complain. This thing is legit. This thing's legit. Mouse Tech, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? How you doing? No, since new lighting setup is not in effect. This is my normal lighting. So funny story about my lighting. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you know I ordered that Godot lighting system or whatever. That actually, the light itself came today, but the dome that I need to make it all whole doesn't get here until tomorrow. Plus, I need to order a C-stand, which is like a stand to fit like heavy lights on. So that C-stand won't get here until tomorrow. So I can't do anything with the lights I got right now. I can't hook it up until tomorrow because that's when I'll have all the pieces of the puzzle. Oh, but yeah, he brought that up a few months ago, but I guess today he made it official. But yeah, Jim Review Room is going away. That is crazy to me because the man has 980,000 subscribers. He is right there at 1 million, and he's just like letting it go. He's like, dude, I'm done. Like, that's crazy to me. He's at 1 million subscribers practically, and he's going to Twitch. Like, that is one hell of a decision. Couldn't have been easy, but damn, man. Like, to give up all of those subscribers and go to Twitch, like, dude, what is really going on here? Oh man, like I don't know. Jim Review Room is probably the top audio creator on YouTube. Like, he reviews headphones, earbuds, all that audio stuff. Like I said, he's almost at 1 million subscribers. Probably the number one audio guy on YouTube. Well, he was the number one audio guy on YouTube, but now he's vacating. How you say that? He's abdicating the throne. He is leaving the throne open. So no more Jimmy Review Room. No more Jimmy Review Room. He's gone. All right, let me tweet this out real quick. Let me tweet out my my live stream here. Send it to the Twitter. Come on, Paige, what you doing? Come on. What are you doing? What is this? Oh, I have. Oh, interesting. So I'm on my Twitter device here on my Android, and on the Android, I have the feature that allows me to dictate who can respond to my tweets now. Funny, I don't have it on iPhone, but I have it on Android. That's weird. Interesting. Why can I not paste? There it is. All right. So that's interesting. So on Android, I can decide who can reply to my tweets. That's kind of funny. All right. So about this stick that I'm using tonight. Let me I don't even have a damn affiliate link for this, but if El Jefe's in the chat, he could post his affiliate link or whatever. But let me share my screen here. Actually, hold on. Before I do that, make sure I'm not. Hold on. Make sure there's no information on here that I need to. Oh shoot. All right, cool. All right, that information gone. Make sure there's no. Oh crap. Hold on. Make sure there's no identifiable information on here. Yeah, I forgot, man. We need Amazon sometimes be trying to out people. Dear. Can you like load it up? Okay. I'm gonna have to. Damn, I can't. No, I can't hide it. Do it without hiding that. Actually, if I, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, crap. The damn Amazon and identifiable information. I swear. Actually, I don't know what to do. Let me. Okay, hold on. Okay, cool. Let me sign out of Amazon. So my info doesn't be showing up and stuff. I ain't got time for all that. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right. So can I just like go with a guess? Like I can't just guess it up. Come on. I can't prove Amazon as a guess. Let's go, man. All right, there we go. Here we go. I got it. Good. If you have no identifiable information, not doing it. Okay. All right. Select my address. Okay, cool. So no more identifiable information. Good job. All right. So show you guys the stick that I'm using because people keep asking me, what are you talking about, Viper? What are you talking about? So I'm going to hit that up. All right, so this is the stick that I'm using right now. It's the Good End audio video capture card. It's HDMI to USB 2.0. It outputs at 1080p 30 frames per second. And as you can see right there, this thing is $30. $30. So you guys can decide how good it is because it is the thing that I'm using to output this video right now here on StreamYard. So if the video looks good to you right now, then you might want to consider picking one of these up because yeah, this is what I'm using. Instead of using that $130 cam link, right now I am using this. This thing right here is what I'm using to stream out tonight on YouTube. So what is happening? Oh man, so Genosis says it's indistinguishable from a cam link, and Genosis makes a good point. StreamYard only outputs at 720p anyway, so everything looks crappy on StreamYard. So unless you're using something like OBS, which outstreams to like, which can output at 1080p, it doesn't really matter, man. Oh, Greg said it looks a little fuzzy. All right. Hey, Greg, if you wanna let me know if you want time to come in here and talk to me, man. I'm about to talk about I'm about to discuss WWDC here. So if you want to come in, Greg, let me know and I'll pass you the link. I know you're a little busy though, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, to me, the color looks a little different on this, as opposed to the cam link I normally use. But it's not all that bad. But yeah, the color does look Teddy T said he could tell a difference. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could tell a little bit of a difference, but nothing major. I mean, this is $100 less than the cam link. So, I mean, it ain't that much of a difference where I feel like I need to spend $100 more for a cam link. Like, this gets the job done, especially considering that StreamYard, again, only outputs in 720p, so it doesn't really matter. You could buy one of these for $30. I mean, El Jefe looks amazing when he does it. And let me oh yeah, correct. All right, so now we're back to full screen here. And there we go. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look, I mean, I don't know, the color looks a little bit different to me, but I don't think, other than that, I don't think it looks that bad. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. All right. we're gonna see if we can get Greg in here. No, I know Greg's gonna be me. I'm gonna throw him the link anyway. I'm gonna throw Greg the link. I can see if he wants to come in or not. That's on him. But yeah, WWDC 2020, man. Yeah, baby. Woo! Oh, baby. Yeah. Oh, baby. Yeah. Yesterday was a good day. Yesterday was a good day. Oh yeah, that's right. Greg does have the cam link, right? Yeah. So yeah, Greg wants to come in like he yeah. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Greg has the link in the Twitter DM, so if he wants to come in, he can come in. But yeah, yesterday was a good day, baby. Yesterday was a banner day in the history of my creative life. Because those of y'all that have been rocking with me for the past 2 years know how much I have been complaining about the lack of picture-in-picture on iPhones, especially the iPhone Plus models, the iPhone Max models, the bigger screen iPhones, which I felt like Apple was constantly wasting the real estate, not doing anything with that extra space. And finally, yesterday, Air Force One, Craig Federighi walks on stage. And he says, app library. I'm like, okay, that's cute. That's all right. Android, app drawer on Android. That's cool. I've seen that. And then he goes into picture-in-picture. I'm like, ah! I'm like, what? Is that right? Are you serious? He said the magic words. Picture-in-picture. Yes. And then he demoed it. And it was so beautiful. Oh, Lord. Let me bring up my iPhone SE2 here, which I have I have iOS 14 installed on this iPhone SE2 because I refuse to put it on my main iPhone because I ain't about that life. But oh Lord, now it's just like iPad, right? So the YouTube app itself does not support picture-in-picture on iOS 14, but that's okay because if you go into Safari and then go into YouTube.com on Safari, like I have right here, right now, you see your boy Viper. Watch this. We're going to make this video full screen because as I said in my video tonight, and if you guys have not watched my video tonight, the link is in the description of this stream. Check it out. But once I put the video like that, watch what happens when I hit the home button. Oh, Lord. What is that? What is that? What is that? That is Christmas in June. Actually, in June. That is Christmas in June, boys and girls. That is what Christmas in June looks like. Oh my God. It is picture-in-picture on iOS. Oh my God. And it's not jailbroken. It's not jailbroken. I cannot believe it. It's crazy. I love it. It's amazing. It's what I wanted on iOS for so long. And it worked. And it worked perfectly. Oh. Even a better implementation on Android, because on Android, you can't file it off to the side. Like you go flossy card in the bad boy and file it to the side like that. All right, nope, let me try it again. Pull a flossy card, file it to the side. Nope, they're not working. Come on. All right, where we at? File it to the side. See, you can file it to the side. You see the tab? So that means with the tab, it's still playing audio in the background, even though you can't see the video. But if you want to pull it back out, bam, back out it goes. Oh my Lord! Yes, yes, baby, yes. Oh, the single greatest thing that happened at Taquito yesterday. Oh man, when I get that iPhone 12 Pro Max, I'm going ham. I'm going ham on all the picture-in-picture I can get and then some. Between the iPhone returning to Qualcomm modems and picture-in-picture. I'll be, bruh, when the iPhone 12 comes out, it's gonna be difficult, very difficult to find an Android in my hand. However, like I said, I still want that Galaxy Fold 2 because that Galaxy Fold 2 is something different. It's gonna be unique. I never had a foldable before. I want that. So if that bad boy comes to Verizon, I'm gonna make some moves to try to acquire one of those because that Galaxy Fold 2 looks to be legit. But damn, picture-in-picture on iOS is just next level, baby. And of course, all the Android fanboys are like, you already had picture-in-picture. We've had it for years. Guess what? We don't care, Android fanboys. We don't care. We've never had it on iPhone before. Oh, we glad to join me. Hi, Greg.
Hey, how are you?
No, silent. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I probably shouldn't be here because I'm very busy, but you know.
Well, I appreciate you taking some
time. Me, so I'm not gonna stay too long if you're planning like a long stream, but
oh no, I'm not really.
I'll with you for a little bit.
No doubt. So Greg is using the Cam Link, and I'm using this Gudon, so you guys can see the difference. Now he probably has better lighting than me, so that's why he might look a little bit better. But yeah, you can definitely tell the difference between the Cam Link and the Gudon head to head there, definitely.
Yeah, and I'm actually using the new ZV1 as a live stream.
Ooh,
So
fancy
it should
pants.
be a worse camera than the A7 III. So consider that as well.
Yeah, but yeah, other than that, yeah, I mean, like I said, for $30, this thing doesn't do too bad, so I'm not really complaining.
No. There's definitely you can definitely see why the Cam Link's more money, but $30. I mean, how you really can't complain for $30. I got one too. I got one too. I just didn't unbox mine yet.
Yeah, man, $30 and it get the job done. And sometimes my Cam Link anyway is wonky and it doesn't like to work. So anytime I have it, I can just throw this on and be done with it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What's the poet say? Oh, yeah, the poet says the whites are blown out, but for $30 you can't complain. Yep. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, it is what it is. So, Greg, yesterday was a great day, Greg. It was a great day.
It's pretty good. That was only yesterday? Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
I'm lost in time. I'm like, it's been a month. No, yeah, that yesterday was crazy.
It was a great day. It was so funny because obviously I was on the Gadget Cast live stream when Picture in Picture was announced. And right before Picture in Picture was announced, that's when we had to rush and take the stream down because Apple would copyright people. So I didn't get a chance to see it announced in real time. So I was kind of robbed. But baby, Greg, Picture in Picture on iOS. Finally, Greg, finally.
We got it. Yeah.
Oh, and it's so good. It's so good.
It's good. It works. Just we need when iOS 14 launches, YouTube better have a day one patch with support.
I do not think it's gonna happen. I mean, how long has Safari how long has iPad supported Picture in Picture and YouTube has still not updated their app to support Picture in Picture on iPad? I don't see it happening. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see it happening.
I could see it because, iPad is basically, the YouTube iPad app is basically just a blown up like iPhone version. So they're probably not like too focused on it. Obviously there's a lot more iPhones in the world than iPads. So maybe they'll feel like peer pressure to be like, all right, you know what? Let's put it on there. We'll put it on the iPad app as well. Before it probably wasn't worth the development time, but maybe now it is. But then there's like that background audio feature in YouTube Premium. It's like, well, I guess that's not a premium feature. Although that shouldn't be a premium feature. That's so stupid. Why a premium feature?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but yeah, but maybe you're right. Since it is on iPhone now, maybe they will incorporate that feature into iPhone, hopefully. But I mean, I'm not too mad. I can just go to Safari and pull up YouTube.com and do it that way. I'm not too mad about that. I mean, I'm just happy to have the option.
You can definitely go to Safari, but the YouTube app now, if it's like a 4K HDR video, it'll support that as well.
I saw that.
It depends on the video. It's not every 4K video. It looks like only 4K HDR. I'm not sure what's going to happen when it releases. Obviously, the Apple TV also does 4K YouTube on the beta, which is nice. That was missing for way too long. Travis was very happy about that.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of nice, like little quality of life improvements that just add up to be like something bigger.
Oh, Hefe says the white shirt is messing with the white balance. See, I don't have the problem with Cam Link, but it's okay. Like I'm not complaining. This is the $30 stick. I'm not complaining. But I don't have any issues on Cam Link. I can wear whatever color I want on Cam Link and it looks good. But I'm all right. It's all good. What's up, El Jefe? How you doing, man? How you doing?
El Jefe is right about that, though. I like pick my clothes now depending if I'm gonna be on like camera that day. It's like, let me wear black or gray, and that's it.
I probably should buy some more black shirts since black is my color. So Janosa says, Viper Greg, notice any stability bugs? My OG SE have been smooth AF with screen recording and Picture in Picture going at the same time. Well, I'll keep an app in the background with only 2 gigs of RAM. I have not noticed anything so far. It's been pretty stable for me. What about you?
Very stable, surprisingly smooth, responsive, everything. Now, iPad, on the other hand, for me, has been giving me all sorts of issues. I was just trying to set a wallpaper through the Photos app, and it was lagging and stuttering, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't set a wallpaper through the Photos app. So iPad has been a little tricky for me, but iPhone itself, super stable. Like I was shocked. I was like, oh man, they added some like new, like the widgets and stuff and the picture in picture. Those are all like home screen adjustments. You figure, oh man, it's gonna be super buggy. But I kind of feel like 14's more stable than 13, or at least it feels more responsive to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything feels like really smooth as I'm like scrolling between the interface, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, it does seem like iOS 14 is a tad bit faster than iOS 13. I mean, it should be. It's a beta. It's supposed to be. it's supposed to be a performance improvement, so it does feel like that. So other improvements I should say we got with iOS 14 is obviously iOS finally has widgets now. Now, to be honest, I don't really use widgets much on Android, but I mean, I was playing with the iOS widgets a little bit, and they look nice.
Yeah, that's the thing I really like about the iOS ones, and I don't use them on Android that much either. The ones on Android always look like kind of like cheap to me, like old like PC widgets.
Oh boy,
Dude, no, I don't really use them on Android. Maybe just the weather. That's about it. The iOS versions look nice, but I'm with you. I'm not really a widget person. I kind of feel like the information isn't that helpful. I have a problem with iOS widgets too. They look visually appealing, but I don't find them all that functional. So like if you go, and I've been tweeting about this, if you go to like the podcast app, you would figure, oh, there'll be quick controls for like play, skipping, or something like that. And it just kind of gives you a list of shows. I really don't find that helpful. Same thing for the music app. You would figure, oh, I can quickly like just hit play from there and it would play without me having to launch the app. But all it does is just like a quick action to get into the app. Hold on, I'll show you. I gotta make like a new page. I'm doing one page now on this. So hold on. I gotta add a widget. I'm gonna show the people live that my problem with some of these widgets, like the calendar and the reminders. I cannot figure this out. I mean, this is beta, right? They're gonna change a bunch of things. I'm sure it won't ship like this, hopefully. But here, look at those two widgets.
All right, yeah, that's not much of anything.
Actually, let me turn off. Let me turn off dark mode to better illustrate my point. Yeah. Look at these two widgets. You have calendar and you have reminders. Now, the calendar one's great. It gives you the date. And then if there's actually an event there, you can see there's text, right? No more new events. And if there's an event there, it's there. And I think it displays like 2 events.
Right.
Reminders just gives you the number of reminders you have. And then it's all this white space. There's no text. Why isn't like my most recent reminder in that widget? It's okay. Useless.
I wonder, Greg, if it has to do with how big you have the widget. Because sometimes on Android, if you make them bigger, then you get more information. So I wonder if it's like that.
So if you do make them bigger, you do get the reminders there. But I show you calendar again because it's the same space, and calendar gives you the text.
Yep.
And look, calendar technically takes up more on the top. The date's bigger. Get rid of this stupid blue list thing and give me some information there, right?
Yeah, that you make a good point. That's an inconsistency.
If the calendar didn't have the events there, I would take your point and go, okay, but the calendar has it, and
yeah, right.
I mean, I can press the widget anywhere and enter reminders. I don't need this little icon here.
I agree. That's very inconsistent with iOS
decision.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I agree.
The beta,
but. Yeah. But something that I think I heard him talk about on stage, which I didn't understand the full ramifications, so I saw Ben Geshing post about it on Twitter, is iOS widgets are stackable, which means you can literally stack one on top of each other, just like right between widgets, like all on the same widget.
Yeah.
Like, that is crazy to me. That is pretty cool. Like, I don't know if you can do that on Android, but that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. And then they also have the smart widgets, which I'm trying to play around with.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll try and like surface information throughout the day, depending on relevancy. Actually, on my home screen, that's how I have it set up right now. I have both of these are the smart widgets, so
nice.
So hopefully they just keep giving me the right information. I don't know. Today it's been pretty good since I've had both of them. I've never like looked at it and like thought I was like missing something, but you can scroll through them too anyway, so it's super easy to do that.
Yeah, iOS 14. I know a lot of people were looking forward to iOS implementing an app drawer like they do on Android, and Apple did something like that with App Library.
We were doing that stream with Luke Miani today.
I was watching you,
yeah. I saw you in the chat, and then I asked him, like, we were like making fun of like some of this stuff. So why is tips are you really going to put that as your widget? The tips widget? And look at the tip. This is the iOS 14 beta, and it's telling you how to launch Control Center. If you were able to download the iOS 14 beta, pretty sure you know how to access Control Center.
Woo, Greg, it's in full troll mode tonight. I'm here for it. I'm here for this content. That's what I'm talking about.
Those are my main complaints right now. But everything else I really like with 14. It's It's awesome.
Yeah, so what else is going on iOS 14? I know Apple did an overhaul of the Maps app. I haven't really gotten a chance to get into that too much, but that should be cool. That's the one thing that picture-in-picture does not support. I know on Android you can do picture-in-picture for Google Maps, but you can't do that for Apple Maps on iOS, which it might come later on down the road. But I mean, that's not a really big deal to me.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe not though. Maybe Apple's like, hey, if you got picture-in-picture on Maps, what are you doing on your phone? You know, like because they are very like they have like that do not disturb mode while driving and all that.
Right. Yep.
Apple might actually be against that. They might never put that in.
You might be right. You might be right about that.
I'm trying to think. I'm losing track on all the new features they added.
I know it's a lot. It was a lot to unpack yesterday. My God.
I just made a video on it. You think I'd remember like half? I just got to go watch my video again.
I've tried to do event recap videos in the past, and they've done nothing for me. So I just say, you know what? I'm just gonna like maybe take a feature or two and just do videos on that, like I did earlier tonight.
Every year, I try and learn from my past mistakes, and I don't, because every year I make the recap video, and it never does that well for me. And I'm just like, you know what? It's so much work. I'm not going to do it this year. And then I just end up doing one, and then it's like it doesn't do well, and it's like, why'd I even do that?
Yeah, they never. I mean, I did them a couple of times, but they never do well.
I think it's because most people watch the event, and it's like they don't really need you to recap it, so it makes sense. But I like talking about the stuff, so I kind of do it for me.
That's pretty cool. Shout out to my man Buzz. I saw you brought me a coffee, sir, so thank you. I appreciate it. And shout out to the 38 of you all that are watching this late night live stream. Kind of late tonight, but I had to work on my video, so I was doing that. But yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out with me and Greg. Appreciate Greg giving me some time. I know he's a busy man.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Hey, personal thank you to you though. As you know, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm upgrading my equipment here. I got a lot of equipment coming at the end of the week, and Greg helped me out with picking a new camera lens. So I appreciate that. I got a Sigma 24 to 70 millimeter lens coming on Thursday, and Greg has the same lens, so he was showing me how the video looks on it, and it looks crispy. So I feel like I made a good purchase. So can't wait for that on Thursday. So yeah, by next week, video should be looking quite different on the channel. So hopefully the equipment is working. I can fill it out and work it out.
Yeah, keep playing around with like the lighting and stuff, because that took me like a long time to get right, and even I don't have it perfect, but it's a lot better than it was in my earlier videos. That's the real tricky part for me, is lighting. And if you can master the lighting and trying to get like a little bit of depth of field and stuff like that, you'll get like a really nice look to your video. But you have to just keep experimenting until you get something like you like, and then even when you like something, remember that, but then like play around with it, because you could do a lot with that lens and some of those lights you're getting.
Yeah. Well, technically, T is all about the lighting.
T's right.
Yeah, I watched this video that he did on the second channel. Excellently done, technically T. Excellently done. Shout out to technically T, because he helped me out with this too. So thank you, T.
Yeah, T knows a lot more about cameras and lighting than me. I defer to him. So
yeah. I got a lot of playing around with. Like I said, I got the I don't know if you were listening to me earlier, but I got the Godox SL60.
Yep.
I have the light, but I don't have the dome or the C-stand. Those are coming tomorrow, I guess. So
yeah,
I'm waiting for those. But the light is over there in front of me, sitting on the floor.
Very
and
nice.
like I told you guys, I have the lens coming on Thursday. So yeah, got new lighting, got new lens. So gonna do a lot of tinkering and playing around and seeing what works best, I guess.
Yeah, I wish I knew about that light when I bought mine, because I got the aperture one, which is like $700 light. And then I think like a year after I got that, everyone was talking about that Godox light, and I'm like, what? And I like like the video's done with them, like that's $120. What are you kidding me?
You know what? I'll be honest. I'm kind of like a tech snob, and some of you know I don't like to go cheaper if I don't have to. I probably could have got the aperture, but that's all I would have been able to get. I wouldn't be able to upgrade my lens and nothing like that. But as soon as I put that out that I was considering getting the aperture, damn near everybody's like, no, fool, get the Godox. So I'm like, all right, fine, get the Godox, I'll get the Godox.
I think you did the smart thing going with the Godox and the lens, because that's just going to be the perfect combination. And then that lens it's going to serve you for like everything. And anytime you go to upgrade your camera, as long as you stick with like the Sony full frame, it should last you. I don't know. I don't want to say forever, because who knows? Tech.
Hope though. I don't plan on changing anytime soon.
The thing about like cameras and stuff, when you get like a good lens, like it's like forever, you know, like optics and stuff like that are always good. The camera technology might improve, but the lens and stuff is awesome.
No doubt.
Let's
see.
One of those grids that I see everyone have.
Yeah, I think the dome I brought came with that the grid.
Yeah, mine doesn't have that. I need to get one of those. Everyone seems to have those now too, and like everyone's videos look so good. I'm like, I need that.
Hey, Deep 77, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. All the way from India. Wow, that's what's up. Yo, LeBaron, thanks for hanging out, LeBaron. LeBaron, I heard joking about. I should thank him for pitching. Stop playing, LeBaron.
See, T said use the grid. See, I got to talk to T. Ugh.
Yeah, I got the grid on the floor here too. So when I get the rest of the fixings, I'll hook all that up. I hope I can figure it out. That's a lot of stuff I got to figure out how to hook up and whatnot.
Yeah.
T, I think it's a 36-inch dome I got. So I think it's like 36 inches. I think I got an angler soft dome, I guess, or soft box, whatever you want to call it, but 36 inches. Hey, T said the aperture is a beeper for $7. No, sir. He's out on my money on gear.
Some of these things, they're like technically better, but it's like better by how much, right? Like that we were talking about like the lenses, and there's that Sony G Master lens, which it's a nice lens and it's really good, but compared to the Sigma, it's better by how much? Like 1% better. It's not worth an additional $1,000.
Yeah, I was watching some of the videos I was watching were comparing those two lenses, and they're like, yeah, for the value that the Sigma brings, and it's almost as good as the G Master, and it's like half the price. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and there's an even less expensive one, the Tamron, which is also supposed to be really good too. But the Sigma and the Tamron are closer. The thing I like about the Sigma and why I went with it was because I think the Tamron gets to 28 millimeters on the widest. So I kind of wanted the 24 to go just a little bit wider if I had to.
Gotcha. So Ilya's asking, does the alternative cam link work? You tell me. I'm using it right now, man. You tell me. I think it looks a little bit different from the cam link. Obviously, we have a nice set going on right now because Greg is using the cam link and I'm using the alternative. So it does look a little different. But I think number one, Greg had better lighting than me.
My lighting is different, and I'm on a different camera now. So
and he's on a different camera, and El Jefe said my shirt might be throwing it off too. So I don't know, but I mean, for $30, I'm not complaining. It works well. Like I said, sometimes my cam link is a little wonky and doesn't want to work, so I'm just gonna throw this on there.
Do you do automatic white balance with the camera?
Probably. I didn't touch any of that. I don't touch any of those.
Yeah. So before you like start the stream, because it does look like the white balance is a little bit off. I mean, I'm always bad with white balance. There's like a ability to like custom set it. You just like hold up like a white piece of paper and you can set it. I don't know if that would help.
Maybe. T says the grid direct light directly on you, and without it, it floods more so in your room and behind you. Yeah, I heard about that. The grid helps with diffusion, like you said. So
I gotta get that.
I will definitely be hooking that up when the dome comes tomorrow. All right, but let's go back to Lamar said, what happened with my camera quality? Nothing. I'm using an alternative to my cam link. So it's not as good as the cam link, obviously, but the alternative that I'm using is $100 less than the cam link and looks almost as good. So not really complaining. I still have my cam link, so don't worry. My cam link didn't go anywhere. Still got it. So I'm still going to use it. But some days.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to move over to iOS stuff.
We got George out there. What's up, George? How you doing, man? How you doing? Yeah, I'm not worried about George. I was just letting people know how the alternative stick looks, but I'm good. So back to WWDC. I don't know what else happened. Oh, man, like there's so much to unpack. I don't know what else to talk about in iOS 14.
Did you talk about the app library stuff?
Yeah. So basically, iOS now has an app library, which is similar to app drawers on Android. Yeah. Basically, for the past 13 years or whatever on iOS, all we've had are pages of grid icons with no app drawer. So basically, the way I was doing it is that all the apps that I didn't really use much, I would just throw them on the last few pages. But on Android, you actually have app drawers. So the only apps that are on your home screen are the ones that you want, and the other ones just stay in the app drawer. Well, now Apple has something like that. I should say, now Apple has something like that called the app library, where they automatically like categorize your apps into different categories. And then you can set up your home pages on iOS the way you want to, and you don't have to have every app icon on your homepage now. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I used to be one of those people that just download it, like everything, and just let it go to the home screen. And then I would never really search for apps. I'd always just pull down. Like I never like swipe between to look for apps. I just search down, start typing, and then launch the app that way. So now I've basically hid every single page. And I just have the home page, and then if I swipe over, I get the app library. So I'm trying to use it like that. It seems like the interface wants us to use it like that now, and it's been working pretty good. I've been using it pretty much how I've been using it before. It's just whether these like smart suggestions are like good enough to kind of warrant having less icons on the screen. Sorry, excuse me.
We tired of Greg out. He's tired.
Dude, I was sleep tracking on my Apple Watch last night. I got 5 hours of sleep.
Nice. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the app library will be good for those you all that don't want like a ton of apps on your homepage, and like you can actually have empty pages on iOS now, which we've never been able to do before. So that's pretty cool. So let's see what else happened in iOS. Like I said, so much happened. There's now a dedicated fitness app on iOS and Apple Watch, I think. So, actually, you know what? No, let me take that back. The dedicated fitness app is just their activity app rebranded.
Yeah.
So yeah, they rebranded the activity app to fitness, but that's fine. I mean, it's cool. It worked. Let's
cool.
see.
Did you play around with the translation stuff?
Yes, a little bit.
Yeah.
I like Google Translate better because it has a feature that the iOS app does not have. On Google Translate, you can open up the camera and point the camera at text, and it will automatically detect the language. Obviously, with Apple Translate app, they don't have that ability. You have to speak the language, and then it can detect what you're speaking or what's being spoken to. But I much rather prefer just pointing the camera at the text on the page and then having that app automatically decode the language and then put it into a language I can understand. So hopefully, Apple will be able to implement a feature like that down the road. It's not that I'm knocking the Apple app. I mean, this is their first translation app, so for the first time, it's not too bad. But I'm not going to use it over Google Translate with the camera feature. That's just amazing.
Yeah, that camera feature on Google Translate is really cool. I love that thing. So
yeah,
I'm with you. Some of the conversation stuff they're trying to do is cool though. When you're doing the conversation mode, the microphone will automatically detect the language. So if you're trying to have a conversation, if you're speaking English, someone's speaking in Japanese, like it'll translate which side it's supposed to translate. And I was testing that out, and it seemed to pretty much work for conversations and stuff. And the UI for it is pretty friendly for that. But I ultimately agree. I like Google Translate because of that picture thing. That's really like next level stuff.
That is clutch, man. It's clutch.
That should not like work. Like, how does that work?
It works.
That's magic. No,
it literally is.
Yeah.
It's so funny because when you point the camera at the text, the foreign text just jumbles into real text. I'm like, that is pretty cool, man.
So have you do you have like the other betas on anything?
Yes. I have iPad OS 14 on my 2018 iPad, and I have macOS Big Sur on my older MacBook Pro.
Have you tried the AirPods automatic switching?
No, because I don't have them paired to the iPhone that has iOS 14, so I have not tried it.
Okay. I have, and I made it work going from my iPhone to my Mac.
Ooh, nice.
But it's not like instant, but I think it's just buggy because I was trying to do it to like my iPad. So I mean, it's beta, but I did get it to work, which I was surprised at because I didn't think like the AirPods would like be able to do it until like the public release of like whatever firmware they're putting on AirPods.
Right.
So I was surprised by that. I was like, oh wow, this is actually working already. My ear good enough to know if like the spatial audio.
I was about to ask you, did the spatial audio working too? But you say your ear's not good enough. Okay.
I don't know. I guess I would need like another pair of AirPods, like not on the beta, to really like try it out. Because I usually don't watch like movies on my AirPods, right? Like I'm usually not watching like a full length film, and that's where you're gonna notice that spatial audio stuff because it's like Dolby Atmos. Mm-hmm. So I tried loading up like what's that movie called? Dunkirk. That has like really good sound direction. And I felt like I could like hear like where it's coming from, but that could also just be because that movie has like amazing sound direction already. So it might just already be that good in stereo. I need like El Jefe to test these out and be like,
So Nathan, he can't tell if your background is real or AR kit.
Yeah.
He believes Greg's real. He believes you're real.
Could be, you know.
Yeah, El Jefe, man. Like I said, that Google Translate app is next level, man. That is some biblical stuff. I love that app. Hopefully, iOS will catch up soon. But like I said, for the first time, Apple making the Translate app, I'm not gonna complain too much. So yeah, iPad OS 14, not really too much change there. I know our buddy Jason from Pantheon Tech, he loves the new scribbling ability with the Apple Pencil, but I don't really use it that way. The only time I really use my Apple Pencil is to do thumbnails for YouTube videos, so I don't really use it all that much.
It's cool. I like wrote a tweet with my Apple Pencil. I was like, this is cool, but
okay.
it's something I don't think I'd ever use because I hate like writing.
Right.
I'd rather just type it out. So
yep. Me too.
Yeah. It's cool that it works. Like it is impressive. You can also like if you're taking notes and you wrote out like the URL for a website, it converts it to a link. So it's like handwritten, and then you tap on it and it takes you to the website. Like that's some pretty cool and impressive stuff. But that's not like I just use my Apple Pencil to like mark up stuff. I don't really use it for handwriting because again, it's a bad method for me to input text.
Now, something that I saw a headline about today about iPad OS is that the widgets can't be moved around like they can on iOS. The widgets are stuck in the Today view on iPad OS like they are already. So that's kind of weird to me. I don't know.
It's so dumb. Now, again, these are betas. These things could be changed. A lot of things change in betas. Features don't make it. Features get completely reworked.
Yep.
We could see it we can see that being added by the time these ship. But I heard that maybe it's to do with like the iPad can actually rotate the screen where the iPhone can't. So maybe there was some like difficulty making it work that way. But there's no reason why it shouldn't be on there. If any device is going to have widgets where you can place them anywhere, the iPad makes way more sense than the iPhone.
Literally.
Because you have so much screen real estate. So like a lot of these widgets I don't want to use because like they do take up a lot of space on the home screen. But if I had an iPad with all the screen space, I'd be using way more widgets.
Right?
Yeah,
right.
No, they need to figure that out. It doesn't make sense. And it's still on the left side. And it's still only on the screen, like your first page. Like any other page has no widget. So it's a big waste of space. The iPad needs it. I'm pretty confident that by like the time this ships, I feel like the iPad will have the widgets. Like I feel like maybe they just didn't have time to add them.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, this is beta 1, and we know that there will go through at least 5 or 6 betas before we get to the final release in September. So there's a lot of work that still needs to be done and will be done. So a lot is going to change between now and public iOS 14 release. So the way that things are now won't be the way that they are in September. So we just have to wait and see what happens.
Can you imagine if picture-in-picture doesn't make it for the first release?
Bro, I don't think Tim Cook or Craig wants the type of smoke that I'm willing to throw out if that happens. I'm not even worried about that, though. But that'll be smoke. They're not ready for that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that.
I'm just teasing you. But,
So Simply Pop asked a different, interesting question. He says, anything missing on iOS 14 or a feature that didn't make it? Dude, when they announced picture-in-picture, I think my brain just left the yard, bro. I was like, I'm dead. I'm like, I could have died happy right there. But I guess if you want to say something that didn't make it, we still don't have multi-window support in iOS, which to me, I don't really use it much on Android, so it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's a nice thing to have, but I know some people were looking for that because other than picture-in-picture, we still don't have no actual real multitasking on iOS. So I think that still looks kind of missing, but who knows? What about you, Greg? What do you think is missing?
For missing stuff, I'm trying to think. They said you could change default, like
yes, I can't figure that out.
I don't think it's like in the beta yet because I could not figure it out to save me. And anyone I like looked at, I don't think anyone's like figured out how to do it. But that's supposed to be in there eventually.
Yeah,
so that was
right.
To make it.
Yeah, I know the tech blogs were like saying that that's definitely a thing, but like you, I couldn't figure out how to make it work. So as of right now, we have no way to change the default web and browser app. I'm not web browser and mail app. So,
okay.
Oh, Renee said wait on developers. Okay,
that makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah. Of course, duh. How would they have it ready? Yes.
See, this is why Renee needs to be here to back us up. Thank you, Renee.
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
All right, let's see. Shinosa says, are you guys using that tap back function? So I can't use it because the iPhone SE 2020 does not support it at all. Greg, are you using it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm surprised how accurate it is. Let me see.
Now, the one thing that it's missing, which kind of perplexes me, that you can't do it to open the camera. Like, Apple, please add that.
So I saw Now, I was talking about this on Luke's stream that you can actually set it to like a Siri shortcut, so you can technically make anything you want it to. And I think in MKBHD did a video today, and he mapped it to Google Assistant. So you can map it to anything technically. Yeah. So I have it set to my notification center for the double tap, and then you double double tap the back, and it pulls it down.
Cool. Cool.
And if you do a triple tap, sorry, and then I have that mapped to my control center.
Look at him. Look at y'all. See how fancy he is. Look how fancy he is. He's so fancy.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure out the Siri shortcut and map double tap to my camera.
But yeah, like I said, I can't do it because that feature is not supported on iPhone SE or iPhone without the notch. So don't have it, but it's cool. Can't wait to use it on iPhone 12.
Yeah.
The Renee says they need to add a flag to they need to add a flag to their app. Can't update until it goes live in September. Okay, interesting. All right. Like Renee said, like he said the same thing you said. You camera via shortcut.
Yeah. I saw my shortcuts down there. I just never had a shortcut to open the camera, so I'm gonna go make that, and then that's gonna be the double tap on the back, open the camera.
Okay, here's a good question. I think you might have been talking about this earlier on Luke's stream, Greg. What makes the phone do the tap back feature? Because like I said, it's not supported on iPhone SE models or that body type. So what is that, Greg?
So I'm not exactly sure. I would assume it's something to do with the gyroscope and accelerometer.
Renee, we should bring Renee. He has all the answers. Renee said it's the tap the weight thing. Okay, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. He said is the updated accelerometer.
Yeah. There you go. Accelerometer, and it makes sense when you think about how that technology would work. So if you double tap the front of the display, the iPhone obviously knows that you're tapping the display itself, so it would ignore that double tap for that feature. But then if you're tapping the back, you're not actually inputting anything to the display, so that it knows to do that. So yeah.
No, it's all good, Renee. At least somebody's doing some research because obviously we haven't researched enough. Oh man,
I knew it had something to do with the accelerometer. But it makes I forgot iPhone SE doesn't have tap to wake, which is something I hated about it. I got so used to it.
Darius said Federico Petiti and has a good thing on shortcuts. Yeah, he has all types of shortcuts that he's built. So yeah, that dude's legit, man. That dude's legit.
He's the best.
All right, so yeah, not too much happening in iPadOS. Obviously, they got the iPhone widgets and things like that. Renee said he's watching them while writing. All right, nice. They got the Scribble handwriting recognition feature, but not much more than that. WatchOS, I don't have that beta, so I don't know too much what's going on, but I know they added sleep track and some other things. So did you install that beta, Greg? Oh yeah, you did. You used it. How do you like that one?
I feel like WatchOS is kind of like the like it's not too many new cool things, honestly. And there's actually some deprecations that they did with the software that I really don't like. The sleep tracking and stuff, I've only used it for one night, so it's really too early to tell how it works. But in principle, everything worked fine. I was able to see how long I slept, all that stuff. It started vibrating on my wrist and woke me up. Battery life seemed good while I was sleeping. I saw someone else say that it like drained their battery. For mine, it was fine. I put on the charger like they showed in the video. Everything worked for sleep tracking. What else? There's some new watch faces. Okay. You can share watch faces now. Again, it's like, okay. Some of those like multiple complication stuff, when like developers get their hands on that, maybe that'll be a little bit more useful. But for now in the beta, it's okay. So how you like do like they call it like a force touch on your Apple Watch, like it's like basically 3D touch for your Apple Watch,
right?
They basically got rid of that.
I thought it,
yeah. So this is very much like during the beta for like the 10s, when they briefly got rid of all that stuff to change that to a long press, because they basically got rid of 3D touch in the iPhone 11. So I'm guessing the Series 6 might not have these like haptics or whatever, this force touch technology anymore, which is interesting. I don't like that they removed it. I actually use that a lot to change my settings and stuff like that to get through things quicker.
Yep.
So that being removed on everything has really like messed me up with using the Apple Watch. Now, the only place that it still works for me, and it's just a long press, is on the watch itself, and that's still how you like swipe and switch between them and then share the watch faces. But everywhere else where I would used to use that Force Touch feature, it seems to be gone, and I'm pretty upset about that. I like that, so but I guess
I use it a lot to clear all my notifications. So if they took that away to do that, that would suck. That would suck. So I did install macOS Big Sur, which took a long ass time, but I finally got it installed.
Yeah, that took long. But you know it was great? When it was done installing, I just heard the Mac startup sound. I was like, oh, it's back. I'm so happy. This is the best macOS ever.
It's so weird using it because it looks like iPad a lot. Like they changed the entire like interface and it looks a lot like iPad, which makes sense because they're trying to bring parity between macOS and iPadOS. But it's just weird using like iPad like UI on my MacBook. But I think it's more. I think in time it'll become more intuitive and it'll make more sense, especially since Apple's trying to get everything to work together anyway, as part of Project Catalyst. So it all makes sense to me. It's kind of weird when you first experience it after having used macOS the normal way for all these years, and now they're trying to make it look more. They're trying to make it look more like iPadOS. So it's a little bit different. But other than that, I like how they have like widgets in there, like, and they have like the notifications and the control center on macOS. That kind of cool thing, the control center in macOS now. So yeah, it's a some nice little touches that they added on Big Sur.
Yeah, I was not expecting to see like a big update to Mac, because the past couple of Mac updates really haven't been anything to write home about.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they're actually doing all this design change is really exciting for me because I love Mac a lot. I love Mac. You can see how much sleep I'm getting. I love the Mac. It's like one of my. I think I like prefer it to like the iPhone and everything. It's like my favorite like Apple thing to use because I do all the videos on it. But anyway, a lot of these design changes I really like. Now it's very polarizing. I see a lot of people that don't like these design changes, but I think it looks more modern. I really like how it looks. So far for like usability and stuff, it really hasn't done anything that I can see right now that has impacted the usability of the system for me. Some of the icons, I think do look worse. I wonder if they'll update that before it releases. And I don't know if they just look worse or if they look strange. Like I still need to spend more time with them. But looking, I have Catalina on the Mac I'm on now. I think the icons in the dock look better than the ones on Big Sur. But just besides the icons, I think everything else in the operating system looks better. Now, the interesting thing to me is to look at this design language, and you were talking about like control center and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This looks a little more touch friendly.
Yep.
The icons are a little bit bigger. We know that these Macs are going to have the ARM chips that they talked about at WWDC coming pretty soon. So I really feel like we're going to get a touchscreen Mac just based on how this operating
seems that way. I think I saw Sarah Dici tweet out her desire for a touchscreen Mac earlier today. But yeah, it definitely seems like the way that Apple's trying to like migrate everything as far as apps and having everything work on every platform, it would indicate a potential touchscreen Mac in the future at some point.
Yeah. A lot of these UI changes, like if you go into like control center and you look at the volume slider, the way it is oriented and how big it is, it just looks like it's like the perfect width for like a finger to just quickly, go up and scroll there. So I'm predicting the next ARM Mac we see for like a MacBook. I feel like the touch bar is gone and it's just going to be a touchscreen Mac. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy like a convertible or something you flip around. I could be wrong on that, but I just feel like, they have the iPad now. They have the Magic Keyboard for it. You use that with a trackpad and the keyboard. It still has the same ergonomic issues if you go to use it as a touch screen while it's on that keyboard propped up. So I feel like at this point, they're like, well, the iPad has a trackpad. Maybe it's not the best trackpad experience, but now we can bring touch over to the Mac, and maybe it won't be the best touch experience, but it'll be there.
Shout out to my man, the poet, for the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. He said, did they talk about AR during WWDC at all? They did not. They didn't touch it. which was kind of shocking.
They did kind of like in passing.
They did
augmented reality, right?
I didn't hear anything about AR.
No, they did. It wasn't anything like exciting, but they definitely mentioned AR.
I must have missed that because I didn't hear anything about it. I don't remember hearing anything about AR. But yeah, like Greg said, if they did mention it, they mentioned it in passing because they didn't talk about AR much at all. But yeah, like Greg said, Big Sur, I think it's more of like a graphical change than a functionality change. But I think it is setting the foundation for maybe like we were talking about potential touchscreen Mac or Greg. We know that Apple has patents out there for a foldable device. Now we don't know where they'll end up with that ultimately. The patent out there right now is for like a two screen device with a hinge folding it up. And I don't know if you really call that. I don't know if you could really call that a foldable device, but it does fold. So, and it's been patented apparently by Apple, so that's out there. But I think I said about a year ago that with all the Project Catalyst stuff going on and with Apple trying to merge all of their apps to be able to work across platforms, I thought back then that it kind of the perfect setup for a foldable device, because I think the biggest challenge for foldable devices right now is the operating system. You want the app to be able to work how you're used to them normally working. And I think that was one of the issues with the Galaxy Fold, the original version, was that the app wasn't really optimized. But if Apple puts the foundation in place to have all these apps optimized across all the platforms, it sets them up nicely for a potential foldable device down the road.
Yeah, you got it 100% right. I could definitely see them doing that. And I've said this many times. I feel like Apple's the only one that could make a legitimately great folding device, because now more than ever, all the apps are becoming unified, especially now with this recent ARM announcement. That was such a big announcement, what they announced. Like they're transitioning over to their own chips and also confirming like, all of our applications that are on Mac run on these chips now. So even though they didn't announce like Final Cut and stuff for the iPad, I'm pretty sure like in WWDC 2021, it's like, oh, now we have Final Cut for iPad, right? Because it's the same, it's going to be running on the same chip. There's no reason why it shouldn't work now.
Yeah, I don't think they really have to, because now everything's going to be on ARM. I mean, it's a given at this point, because I think even Apple themselves said that they want their apps to work across all platforms, and that means Final Cut Pro. So it's only logical to think that Final Cut Pro will be functional on iPad.
Yeah, they also basically said, any iPhone app or any iPad app will now run on the Mac when it has these ARM chips. So and you saw how those iPhone apps looked, right? They were like basically in like an iPhone window, like a very small window. So yeah, I feel like touch is coming to the Mac, especially with stuff like that. And you're probably right. We're going to see some new types of devices from Apple that merge all these things together and make like a really, I don't know, probably a really compelling device.
Seriously, it's coming. Like, they have laid the foundation for the past 3 to 4 years now, getting everything congruent. You don't do that unless something major is coming. Like we were just discussing, it could be a touchscreen Mac, or it could be their inevitable foldable device, which it seems like. But there is a reason why Apple is trying to unify all of their app systems into one continuous app system, because that allows them to come over to that allows them congruency across devices. Like we were saying, your iOS app, your iPadOS app now work on Mac, and like I said, now that they're all working on every system, I mean, it sets up nicely, especially with the transition to ARM. It sets up nicely for Apple to introduce a new type of device. So something's coming.
Yeah, it'll basically be like, buy the form factor you want. Don't worry about like the apps running on it, right?
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. This WWDC was crazy. I loved it.
So obviously the major takeaway, besides for me, picture, but the major takeaway from WWDC was their transition to ARM. Yeah. Y'all, you laughing, but that picture like just changed my entire life. But I've already waxed poetic about that. But obviously the biggest factor besides all that was the transition to ARM. So I think I don't know if we got a chance to talk about this on GadgetCast, but I've been asking the question to anybody that will listen lately. With Apple transitioning to their own custom silicone, will we see power gains like they have been able to accomplish in the mobile space? We know that Apple A series chips have been murking Android chips for the past 4 to 5 years now. So will we see that type of power gain in their Apple and their Mac department? Will Apple MacBooks be that much more powerful than their PC counterparts now that they're using their own custom silicone? I mean, we got to ask the question because it's out there.
I think so, based on, I mean, we won't know till we know, right? But I think so, based on the fact that they said they're going to fully transition within 2 years. They're not saying like, oh, we're making ARM chips for, the MacBook Air and it's going to be a better computer. Well, of course it is, right? Because the iPad Pro has more performance than the MacBook Air. No, they said they're bringing it to every single Mac within 2 years. That means the iMac. That also means the Mac Pro, if they're going to continue to sell a Mac Pro, which I assume they are, considering they just released it, right? Like, they're not going to discontinue that in 2 years. I hope not. That would be weird. So I would assume they have some really powerful Apple, A17 chips in the back that are super, super powerful, that can rival anything that Intel is doing on the Mac Pro. And when you go up to those higher core counts on the Mac Pro, and you think about that for a second, that maybe Apple has their own chips like that. And when you look at the performance per watt on an ARM chip versus whatever Intel shipping, when you consider that the iPad Pro exports video faster than the 13-inch MacBook Pro, and it doesn't even have a fan inside of it to cool it, your mind starts to race, and you think about, these sound like they're going to blow Intel out of the water for sure. AMD's been doing some pretty impressive stuff, but I mean, I wouldn't bet against Apple at this point with their chip division. What they've been able to accomplish in mobile with all those constraints, imagine putting that in a Mac Pro with actual like cooling and stuff like that. I think those chips are going to be really powerful.
Yeah. So Genosis says they will see the performance gain, but only with laptop level CPUs and low level desktop CPUs.
I might even agree with that, Genosis, if they didn't say they're transitioning all their Macs over. I can't see Apple shipping an iMac or a Mac Pro that was worse than the Intel ones. Like it would be an awful look, right? You'd get these new Macs and you'd run the benchmarks and they'd be like 70% slower, and you'd be like, why'd you replace it with your own chips? So I would probably agree with Genosis like a few days ago, because I would assume like, oh yeah, they're going to put them in the MacBooks first, and then 5 years later, maybe we'll get them on desktops. But the fact that they were so bold and confident and said full transition within 2 years, you got to think they got some stuff in the back that they're like, we can't wait to put this in the desktop.
Apparently, I need to watch your new video. Apparently, I made a cameo. Okay, cool.
Well, wait. Oh, yes, you did. Yes. Okay.
He is so tired. He doesn't even remember the no video.
No, I was like, did you make a cameo? No, yeah, you were so excited for picture in picture, so I used your video for the picture in picture example.
Nice. Let's see. Simply Pop said Macs are going to be the fastest computers on the planet with their Mac chip. Yeah, dude. Once that ARM transition happens, look out, world. Look out. So Genosis says, yeah, but how long is their license with Intel left for Mac Pros? But I mean, it can't be that much. It can't be that much longer. Like Greg said, they're looking to transition within 2 years. So
yeah,
if they're looking to transition within 2 years, the license can't be that much longer.
Yeah, unless they keep that Mac Pro around for like a really long time and never update it, which I feel like is not going to happen either.
And we're talking about Apple here. Apple really wanted out. They could just buy out the contract anyway. Lord, I don't think Apple can let Intel hamstring them. Apple's not happening to that. Apple's not about that life.
Apple was very transparent with us during this keynote, which is something they don't usually do. I think it's unprecedented, the fact that Tim Cook was like, hey, we got more Macs coming out this year, and some are going to have Intel in them. And then we're gonna have an ARM Mac by the end of this year, which again, I still can't comprehend that. All the rumors were saying, even like Gurman was saying, 2021 at the earliest. It's by the end of this year, so they're ahead of schedule. And yeah, but that's going to be weird that they're still going to release an Intel Mac this year. I'm guessing that's the iMac that was rumored. I'm guessing it was probably ready to go at WWDC, but they were like editing that presentation, and they're like, you know what? We really can't announce an Intel Mac in this presentation after we just hyped up our own chips. Like, it's gonna look so weird. It's like, all right, our chips are so much better. They're so great. Oh, by the way, here's this new Intel Mac we have. Go buy it. So that's definitely like a press release thing waiting to happen.
Yeah. I mean, just like Janosa said, I mean, they still have to release some Intel Mac because they're still probably on the license or in the contract with Intel. So they're not just going to drop them off. But again, like at some point, like Greg said, Apple, like Craig Federighi said, in 2 years, all of our computers are going to be ARM, dude. So Intel are practically on their deathbed. And it's funny, I think we were joking about Intel stock during this announcement, and somebody said it actually went up. So, yeah. Let's see. Renee said, I think they released Power PC Max after announcing Intel. Yeah. So yeah, Intel. I mean, it's kind of like the thing that we were talking about, or talking about when John Prosser said they will gradually phase out Beats. It's not going to happen overnight, but at some point they're going to phase out Beats. It's the same thing with Intel. They're not going to phase them out overnight, but over the next 2 years, Intel going bye-bye.
Yes.
So, Greg, did we miss anything? I think we covered practically everything that was worth covering. Did we miss anything? Anything left?
We missed so much, but I mean, there's just too much to unpack, right? Like, we can't cover everything, and there's like little things that like you can't mention. Like the Apple Watch has battery health now, so now you can see how much your Apple Watch battery is drained. Mine's 96%, so that's not good. And you can wash your hands, and there's a timer, right? So we missed a bunch of things.
All right. I know Greg is literally falling asleep at the wheel here. So we're gonna stick around for maybe 5 or 10 more minutes, answer some questions. So if you guys got any questions, shoot them at us, and we'll answer them best we can. And I'm gonna get Greg out of here because I gotta go to work in the morning. He has to go to bed. So we're gonna wrap this up in 10 minutes.
I gotta track my sleep with the Apple Watch for a video.
So Simply Pop says, do you like the keynote style better than the regular keynote? Yes and no. I like it because Apple cut out a lot of the fluff that they normally would include. No App Store numbers, none of that extra stuff there. I just don't care about. It was all about the software. Obviously, they started off with the pandemic and the crazy stuff happening across the country. That's fine, but none of the usual fluff. What I missed though was the audience. I missed the clapping and the cheering in the live audience there. And I got robbed. Tim Cook robbed me. I don't care what anybody says. I did not get my patented Tim Cook good morning. I need that. I don't care what the situation is. I need that.
To be fair to Tim, he did lead with like some pretty heavy stuff about what's going on.
I don't care. The heavy stuff will come in anyway. Don't rob me of my good morning, man.
Yeah. I really liked how they did everything. It was better than I thought it would be, being pre-recorded. I'm like, man, if this is pre-recorded, it's going to be awful. Like every other presentation that's pre-recorded always comes off like really bad to me. But they nailed it. They did a great job with it. But I agree with you. There's something about having a live audience that I would miss if it went away forever. But I hope like it's kind of like a mix. Like sometimes they'll do live, sometimes they'll do pre-recorded. It was nice how fast they were able to like transition between different things to talk about. It was they put so many things into that conference that if it was live, they just wouldn't have time to cover all that stuff because of how the pacing is, right? You call someone on stage, you have to pause when people are like clapping or laughing or something like that. And then you're talking on a teleprompter, like without any editing. So you can't fit as much information, but I hope it's like a mix going forward. Like instead of doing those press releases and just like dropping like those products on the website, why not do like a pre-recorded presentation with those? Like that would be cool.
That would be cool. That would definitely be cool. Like actually, like that would be interesting. Greg, good job, Greg. Good call on that one. That'd be legit. That would definitely be legit.
Yeah, like instead of like you wake up one day and it's like, oh, there's a new iMac on the store. Like, you know what? Be like, hey, we're doing a special 30-minute pre-recorded Apple thing today. Come join us. And then you watch it, and then at the end, you learn all about the iMac, and then you can go buy it. That'd be really cool. And then you could still do the live events when it's like iPhone time.
Yep. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That'd be cool. All right, let's see. You guys got any other questions? And yes, Greg is using the green screen. Yep. Think we unpacked that.
I'm just so rich. What are you talking about? This ain't green screen. This is
my
me.
bad. My bad. I forgot.
Yeah.
he like he go change the color. Oh man. Oh, I don't know what I want to talk about before we go. So something unexpected that happened at the keynote was the upgrade to AirPods Pro, right? So now AirPods are hot swappable, which means they will immediately change depending on what Apple device you're using at the time. So let's say you're listening to a podcast on your iPhone, but you put down your iPhone and you turn on your iPad and you want to pick up the podcast on your iPad. The AirPods will now immediately sync over to the iPad, or they'll start picking up your podcast immediately from where you left off on the iPhone on the iPad, making them hot swappable. The only other devices that do that now are like most Bluetooth or some of the Bluetooth 5 devices that are out there and Bose devices. Now AirPods are hot swappable. But what makes this better than what Bose devices can do is that Bose can only do it with 2 devices. You're talking about AirPods being able to hot swap between any Apple device signed into your iCloud account, which is just bananas.
Yeah.
So when you combine that with the special audio update that will happen in AirPods Pro later this year, and we know that Apple is working on their own over-ear headphones, that makes those over-ear headphones a much more compelling product, knowing that these features are probably going to be on those headphones, Craig.
I was literally thinking the same thing when they were announcing that. I'm like, you know what? When Apple releases these headphones, that's going to be like a killer feature that be hard to use like other headphones. Even if you like other headphones, you'd be like, man, it doesn't automatically switch with my devices. Oh, come on. Yeah, no, I was thinking the same exact thing. I'm like, I can't wait for those headphones now because it's going to be so easy to use. Like,
seriously, like just imagine like I have 2 Apple devices in front of me. Actually, no, I got 4. I got 2 iPhones and MacBook and an iPad in front of me. Imagine if I had the over-ear headphones and I would just need those one pair of headphones and they will pick up no matter which device I'm using. If I'm listening to audio, something it will automatically switch between devices depending on which device I'm using at that time. That is bananas. Nothing else on planet Earth can do that, and only these AirPods will be able to do it later this year. That is bananas.
Yeah, agreed. I'm so excited.
Like I said, that makes the over-ear AirPods Studio, whatever, when they come out, that makes them so much more compelling. Like I'm giddy now. I'm excited.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see what else we got down here. Reche says, "How do I feel about picture-in-picture?" I made a whole video about this. Actually, let me put this link in the chat here. If you guys have not watched the video I made tonight about how to do picture-in-picture, you should watch it. But be warned, I might be a little loud, so you might want to turn down your headphones or don't wear headphones. Don't wear headphones and turn the volume down. As I tell you guys every Friday night, when you listen to that video, you might want to turn your volume down.
So let me ask you this, because you're a heavier Android user than I am. Now that iOS has like widgets, picture-in-picture, obviously it's still missing things like split screen. It has like an app drawer now. Those were like the big things that Android users always used to go like, I won't use iOS because it doesn't have these features. I think they pretty much almost have like almost every key feature that most Android users say. So is there anything else from Android that you would want on iOS? And also follow-up question, do you see any way like Android could like compete with additional features that would like make it better?
Android, no. Samsung, yes, because Samsung will always come out with something gangster that I'm just like, wow. So I know Samsung's gonna come out with something. I just don't know what it is yet. But the only thing that I think iOS is missing that Android has is something that iOS can never have because of the way it's structured. And that is the ability for all of these apps to talk to each other. Android is open source, so all the apps on Android can communicate with each other, which makes it easier to like transfer data and be able to like if I click an address on an Android app, it'll open up into whatever app I want to open up or whatever map app I want it to open up into. Obviously, if you do that on an iPhone, it's only opening up in Apple Maps and only Apple Maps.
Yeah.
So the apps on iOS are sandbox. They can't communicate unless Apple gives them permission to communicate, and that's only usually between Apple's own first-party apps. On Android, all of the apps can communicate with each other, which makes them that much more functional. And I like that because then when I'm trying to watch a YouTube video on Android, it will actually open up into the YouTube app and not on a Twitter browser like it does on iOS, which annoys the hell out of me. So I think that's the only thing that's missing from iOS. But like I said, iOS will never have that because iOS is not designed to work that way. But other than that, like I said, besides the Galaxy Fold 2 that's coming later this year, now that the iPhone has picture-in-picture, I don't know how much I'm going to be using that Android when that iPhone 12 comes out because picture-in-picture is like a game changer for me, man.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm with you on that Twitter thing too. I want that gone one day. Just like click it, go right into YouTube. But you're right. Yeah, it's the way iOS works. I don't know if Apple would ever change that. I mean, well, they are going to allow third-party defaults for the browser and mail, and that's something.
Two apps. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they'll expand that though, right? Like this is clearly like, let's do it with these two apps. Let's see how it goes, and then probably next iOS 15 it'll probably open up a little bit more. Like, oh, you can use different calendar app, different music service, because they're starting to get into like trouble with some antitrust regulation stuff in Europe.
Yes, they are
specifically. So I feel like they're going to want to open up a little bit more because we talked about this. Ultimately, Apple wants the thing they want control of the most is the App Store. They don't want like a third-party store on there because that cuts into all their revenue. So I think they'll maybe make some concessions in allowing more like default apps, just so they can say like, hey, look, we are competitive and let us keep our app store.
All right, so Christian wants to know if picture-in-picture will work on first-gen iPhone SE as long as it's running iOS 14, which I think it can. Then yes, it should work.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, picture-in-picture will work on all iPhones that run iOS 14, so it will work on all of them. If it can run iOS 14, it can do picture-in-picture. So should be no problem there. I think you asked me a second question, but I forgot the second question you asked me. But
no, you answered both of them. You answered it like in the same. You answered the second question first, and then
you got all right. It. So I'll throw your question back at you. Is there anything that you are looking for for Android to do, or is there anything that you think that iOS? I guess what you asked was, do you think like iOS needs anything else, or how do you feel about what's happening here?
Oh, I mean, it can always use more features and more things like that. I agree with you. Like I'd love for whenever I click on like a YouTube video on Twitter, I just want it to open in the YouTube app. I don't want to click on the secondary steps to go. I don't want to click on Twitter and then click on Safari and then click on YouTube. That doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'm trying to think of something good though. Split screen, I feel like I'd like the option, although to be honest, on Android, it's like I never use it. Like I've used it like a few times to the point where like maybe I'd like the option, but it's one of those things that's so rare that it's like okay, I don't really use it. I'm usually just going between phone apps and stuff like that. Going back to third-party stuff though, I do want them to open that up more. There's certain calendar apps and certain task manager apps I like more than Apple's built-in solutions. So if I could just set that and have those as the defaults, and anytime like I, click a link and go, oh, add this to calendar, it would add it to that calendar rather than, but even then that's not too much of a problem because iCloud kind of syncs it and Gmail and stuff like that. But for like the reminders apps and stuff, that would be really helpful. Yeah, it's hard to think of like new features at this point. I mean, that's what people get paid for, right? Like think of these new features that'll like impress people because these platforms are getting very mature and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm sure if I spend some time with like Android using it, like if I like opened like my Flip and played around with it for an hour, I'm sure I could think of more features that I'd want.
Yeah, like the only other thing that I could think of is we need real multitasking on iPhone. Picture-in-picture is a nice start, but it's kind of multitasking, but it's still not actual multitasking. So if Apple could figure out a way to get us actual multitasking, that'd be nice. But other than that, iOS is moving in the right direction. Hopefully it'll just keep getting better and better. I don't see no reason why it won't. But yeah, man, iOS is where is that, baby? Team Apple's in the building, baby. Team Apple's in the building. I'm excited. Woo! But I'm going to wrap this up here so my man Greg can get some rest and I can go to work in the morning. I got 2 more days in the office and I'm back working from home. Can't wait to get back.
I just want to clarify because every time I get on stream, this is literally water. It's not moonshine. It's not anything crazy. It's just It's literally just tap water. Okay, it's nothing crazy. It's a big container. It fits a lot of water. When I go on like live streams and stuff, I'm always like very thirsty. So it's not moonshine, guys.
They thought you were getting drunk on stream.
I'm not getting drunk on stream, guys. It's literally just tap water.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I've done that on, like, multiple live streams because this is my live stream jug, and I was drinking out in like the tech fights. People were like, oh my god, he's like drinking moonshine and doing like the tech fights. I'm like, nah, I'm just trying to stay focused and.
Oh Lord, that is hilarious. They thought you were getting hammered on the stream, huh? Wow, that's funny. That is hilarious.
Yeah. So just for clarification, I'm family friendly. I'm not gonna drink on stream.
All right, so I'm gonna go watch the video I made a cameo in apparently. And if you guys have not watched the video I made tonight about pitch in picture, if you want to see a grown man like a kid in a candy store, go watch the video. Link is in the chat. Like I said, just turn your volume down, but please go watch. I appreciate it. YouTube is always trying to prep me by putting my videos in restricted mode. Damn them. But go watch the video, please. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me and Greg. And thank you to Greg for joining me tonight. I know you've been busy, but I appreciate the time, man.
I'm glad I came. It was fun. It was a nice break from everything.
No doubt. Oh, before we get out of here though, tomorrow night, Vibe Drop is live again. I'm supposed to be hooking up with my man Des from T-Mobile. So Des will be here tomorrow night on Vibe Drop. So that should be a fun conversation. I think that starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. So no doubt, man.
Is George gonna come in and like drop like an elbow and be like, "What are you doing here? Rise and only."
I don't know how that's gonna be crazy. I don't know. But we out of here, y'all. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night on Vibe Drive. But until tomorrow night, baby, this your boy Viper, the man about tech. You know where to find me. So come back for more.